there is this idea out there that all oils are unhealthy, that we really need to adopt an oil-free diet if we want to achieve optimal health, and that any oils, will raise the risk for heart disease. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's I think that the rationale for this is kind of a two-pronged approach. One is that oils are high in fat, and so they can't play a role in a low-fat diet. And the other is that they're a processed food, and therefore they can't play a role in a whole foods diet. We hear all the time that oils are 100% fat, and my response to that is always, well, yeah. So what does that mean? Why is that a bad thing? I can't. You would have to show me that eating a food that's 100% fat has some kind of health repercussions. Oils, certainly some oils are very high in saturated fat, and those are oils, and tropical oils, for example, are oils that we want to minimize in the diet, even in vegan diets, even though vegans typically have low saturated fat intake. But these other oils, these oils that are high in polyunsaturated fats or high in monounsaturated fats, they are providing fatty acids that we know are good for health. And we don't have research to suggest that people who cook with these oils have poorer health than people who don't use them. That research just is not there. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason, there's no mechanism for it. There's no reason to believe that people who are including oils in their diet would have poorer health. So it's not, again, I think again, it's this idea of making diets very restrictive, basing diets on some very specific rules to make it more likely that people will lose weight, that they'll lower blood pressure, that they'll have some of these health outcomes.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I know what some people might be thinking here. They might be thinking, but Ginny, wouldn't you be better off getting fats from olives rather than olive oil? Or wouldn't you be better off getting your fats from avocado rather than avocado oil? And I'm sure you've heard that a lot. Mm-hmm. What would your thinking or response to that be?
Well, my response to that is that so first of all, my response to that is no to the olives, because the olives are high in mm-hmm. salt, they're high in sodium. So I love olives, but they're not any healthier for you than olive oil. Avocados and nuts and seeds, all things considered, they are healthier foods than the oils that are made from these foods. However, it's really difficult to saute onions in avocados and in chopped nuts. I mean, oils have culinary purposes that enhance our enjoyment of food, mm-hmm. and they do it in ways that are not harmful to our health. So yes, I think it's really great if you're sitting down and you have a choice between chopping an avocado on top of your salad or putting some oil on top of your salad, and you're happy with either one, then yeah, go with the avocado. But if you really like to have a vinaigrette on your salad, it's not going to hurt you, and if mm-hmm. you enjoy that, there's no reason not to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. The practicality and helping people find a way of eating that they can adhere to and enjoy is mm-hmm. an important part of this conversation here.
It's an important part of health, and right. And it's an important part of our vegan advocacy. We want people to know that there is a mm-hmm. vegan way of eating for everyone, mm-hmm. and you don't have to eat this one restricted mm-hmm. kind of diet. You don't have to follow this one set mm-hmm. of rules. There are other ways right. that you can eat if that's what you enjoy.
Yeah, that's interesting in itself. This idea that there is not one prescription and that mm-hmm. you can adapt to this way of eating in the way that works best for you. Some people are looking for that set single prescription and the silver bullet, but I think the great thing about what you're explaining here is this means that there's a lot of choice and you can play around and really find something that works for you. The other thing that I think is interesting when you start to compare, say, avocado to avocado oil and other nuts to nut oils and what's healthier and you play this game on paper, is you can get into this trap of, if we were always to compare every food and determine what's the healthiest out of those, we'd end up with really only a few foods on our plate and we lose all of that variety, right? We're left with nothing. So we have to keep that in mind as well.